Let's have a show of hands. Who wants Connors as top dog?
Yeah, I suppose she's...
That settles it. Job's yours.
Thanks. All right, let's go before that jerk gets back.
Hey. I don't know what you think you're doing, but now you're not top dog, you've just made it all that much easier for me to get back at you and your half-wit.
Really?
Come now, be reasonable. I've accepted most of your terms, but I am not prepared to be dictated.
Whatever your opinion of Joan Ferguson, the fact is she is a vicious, self-serving misfit who has caused more problems in Wentworth than all the inmates put together. I will never go back while she is in a position of power, and that, Mr. Dwyer, is non-negotiable.
No, Mrs. Reynolds, I wish you would try to appreciate
her as deputy or me as governor, not both. It's your choice.
Sick to death of you, Dwyer. You, the whole department and everything connected with it. I've tried to do my best, and this is where it ends up.
Well, under the circumstances, I am prepared to let you have some leave of absence if you feel you need time to think.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Got a future to start planning, Dwyer. And there is no way that you, Reynolds, or any of the rest of them are going to be a part of it.
Morning, Paul.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
The governor's already gone through.
It's good to see you back.
Well, we couldn't have done it without the help of our friends.
The place wasn't the same without you.
Yeah, we saw the tears in your eyes as you waved us goodbye. We were going to buy you a box of tissues.
All right, it didn't help much, but I wanted to. Would have lost my job, and I couldn't afford that.
Oh, and we can.
Well, what could one man do?
A man? You call yourself
Marty,
a man,
that's
you...
enough.
Sorry, but he makes me sick.
I know what you mean. We all have to work together, don't we?
That's right. There's no point in making it any more difficult than it has to be. I'm as glad as you are that Mrs. Reynolds is back. You'll see.
I've had enough of this.
I'm sorry he feels that way, but I'm just glad it's out in the open. I'm no friend of Joan Ferguson's.
Well, that's one piece of good news.
Well, what do you expect?
Didn't waste any time, did you? Go ahead, gloat.
That was a big thing you did for Lorelei. I know what it must have cost you.
What I did was my business. I don't need your sympathy.
Mrs. Reynolds wants to see you straight away.
I'll be there in a few minutes.
Well, what's it like taking orders, Joan? I thought you would have got out of the habit.
If you have a point to make...
I have got a point to make. I know what you like. You won't sit still for Reynolds coming back and taking over.
Quite the little psychologist, aren't you?
You'll be plotting and scheming to get back on top. Well, you can do it without me.
The only plans I have, Adams, are to get out of here, to be somewhere where I'm not surrounded by scum. And I don't mean the prisoners. Get out.
You can't tell me what to do.
Get out!
This is the only life you've known, and you've blown it.
Reynolds is back. Hey? You're kidding! And that's not all. The freak's still here, but she's just another screw. We told you that. We got it from Merv when we were on kitchen duty, didn't we, Spike? What? Oh, yeah.
Oh, poor Ferguson. She'll be that upset. We're just going to have to think of some way to cheer her up.
Yeah, me heart bleeds for her.
Hurry up, I'm not here for the floor show.
Oh, wait your turn, Simpson. You won't starve.
I don't get any.
Wake up.
I'm sorry.
I'll catch you later, Spike, when you've woken up.
How did you hear Reynolds?
You're not the only one with ears.
So, this is the last day.
If I get off.
Oh, it'll be no sweat. What jury's going to send a sweet little thing like you back to a dump like this?
Yeah, only trouble is you're going to miss out on all the fun.
What fun.
The fun we're going to have cheering Ferguson up after all her bad news.
Yeah, what you going to do?
We'll think of something.
Yeah, and for that creep Adams, too.
Yeah, I'd hate to leave without seeing him put down a peg or two.
You just concentrate on winning your court case. Leave Mr. Big Time Adams to us.
No. If I get off, I'll look him up. I couldn't bear to think of him moving out of my life.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. You ought to be able to dig up some dirt on him. A creep like that's got to have some bad habits.
Something to think about.
Hey, the only thing I'll be thinking about is them guys in A block.
What's up with you this morning? I could have served him up quicker myself.
I've been thinking about Jackson.
He's really got to you, hasn't he?
Don't be stupid.
I told him I was in here because of a bum deal and he said he'd check it out.
Oh, come on. He's not going to go around playing Zorro for a crim.
Why knock it? Maybe he's one of the good guys.
The good ones leave you alone.
Well, maybe Jackson's different.
Don't count on it. If you want out so bad, why don't you come with me next time I go over the wall?
Oh, right. What's it going to be next time? Wooden horse?
I just think we were lucky to pull it off. More like hard work by you and Joyce. Don't think I'm not aware of it. Come in.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, there are a few things we have to settle. Sit down.
No, thank you.
As you wish. Now, Wentworth has been through a very difficult period. I'd like us to show a united front. The women...
Excuse me.
Yes?
If you're going to tell me how you're going to wipe the prisoners' noses, don't bother, because I won't be here to see it. The Minister has authorised leave of absence. I'll be taking it from tomorrow.
Might be a good idea for you to have a break and think about what's happened.
I know what's happened. I've spent 20 years of my life slaving my guts out for the department. I get a governorship, and officers and prisoners conspire to bring me down.
I don't think you should talk about conspiracy.
And you shouldn't be in that chair. You're a welfare worker. I have trained all my life for this job.
I'm not going into that. I am here, and you're just going to have to live with it.
Not necessarily. While I'm on leave, I'll be looking for something else. There's got to be something better than coming back here and seeing everything I stand for go down the drain.
I'm sorry you feel that way about it.
You're sorry.
It might be a good idea if you took your leave now.
I'll finish my shift.
Where are you going?
Where do you think?
With you there, muster's going to be a nightmare.
You're always frightened of something, aren't you, Adams?
The women will think they can get away with anything after what happened to you.
Told you before not to worry about what the women think.
Well, taking your advice has got me nowhere. I don't have a friend in the place.
Can hardly blame me for that. In fact, I'd be very surprised if you had a friend in the world. Let's go.
Come on, come on.
Please send us to freaks.
A bit of a turn-up, eh?
Nothing but the best for your last muster.
I hope.
Oh, come on, it's a certainty. The cops busted a whole dope rinker for your photographs. I can't see them coming down too hard on you.
I don't know.
Hey, they come. It's Ferguson.
And they grow Adams. Say your prayers more often.
Thanks.
Good morning, Miss Ferguson.
Morning, Miss Ferguson. Morning, Mr. Adams.
Let's get this over with.
All right, line up and be quiet. Kennedy, Carter, Young, print shop. Maxwell, Jenkins,
Miss Ferguson.
be quiet, Connors, Stevens and Connors.
Yeah, Miss Ferguson, we were wondering, could we please see the governor? We'd be real grateful for the opportunity to welcome her back. Let us see how much we missed her.
Yeah, we want to see Mrs. Reynolds. Come on, girls. Yeah, we want to see Mrs. Reynolds.
You'll wind up on a charge if you keep this up.
Oh, why? We're just so glad to see her back, aren't we, girls?
Too right.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on,
we
Miss
want
Ferguson.
Reno.
Can't be
We
that hard
want
to send
Reno.
for her.
We want
All
Reno.
right, that's enough.
We want Reno. We want Reno.
Come on, Maxwell. There's no mileage in this. We could stay here all day.
Don't tell me, Miss Ferguson. Tell the top dog.
You can't fight love, Miss Ferguson.
Get the governor. She's in her office.
We want Reno.
Right.
We want Reno.
Laundry.
We want Reno.
Maxwell.
We want Reno. We want Reno. We want Reno. We want Reno.
Feel like a sack while moves out of the room?
Yeah,
What do you want? A hamburger sandwich?
yeah,
With tomato sauce?
yeah,
And strawberry jam?
yeah.
What are you doing? I could have cut myself. It walks the talk. Oh, well, if that's the way you want it. My grandmother can throw better than that.
Say goodbye to your teeth, Gumby.
All right, what's going on here?
I started it, sir.
Yeah, and if we hadn't have been interrupted, I would have finished it.
I should put you both on a charge. But that's not the way I want to start my first day back.
It won't happen again. We'll clean it up.
Yeah, well, it'd better not. Now, get this place shipshape before Mervyn arrives, OK?
Okay.
Mr. Jackson. You found out anything about my case yet?
Come on, I haven't had a chance.
Didn't think so.
Now, wait a minute.
I got plenty of time.
Now that things have settled down, I'll have time to look into your story, and I will.
Yeah, well, maybe it wasn't such a good idea. I'm losing interest, so just forget it, OK?
So?
We want Reno. 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 We want Reno.
and misses the quid. Might be last chance to see Reynolds.
Oh, don't count on it. Your type always come back.
Oh, don't say that, Miss Ferguson. Lisa's seen the light, haven't you?
Oh, too bloody right, and I won't be coming back to here.
We'll see.
Oh, geez, Mrs. Reynolds, I just want to say on behalf of all the women that we're really glad to have you back.
Yeah, we would have got you something, but it all happened so sudden-like.
Are you sure this isn't just an excuse to disrupt the routine and have a bit of fun?
Oh, no.
That's very gratifying. I hope the goodwill will continue and you'll support the new reforms I'm planning.
Well, what can we do?
The whole idea is to place more responsibility in your hands. This will naturally mean more freedom.
Nobody's arguing with that.
Remember, I'm talking about freedom and responsibility. You can't have one without the other. If less security leads to more trouble for the officers, we'll have to go back to the old system.
No way.
I think that's all. Maxwell will talk about this some more in my office.
Rita Connors is top dog now, Mrs. Reynolds.
Just popular, I guess.
Right? Come with me. Thank you, Miss Ferguson.
Thank you, Miss Ferguson.
We've got 5 minutes to get to your workstations. Move.
Miss Ferguson,
What do you want?
I might be able to do something for you.
Wait at the security gate.
Is this just another phase of the feud between you two?
Oh, no, that's all over. She's going her way and I'm going mine.
I hope you're being honest with me, Rita, because I'm going to be relying on you a lot as we put things together here.
Well, I'll tell you something so you know you can trust me. I'm not going to lag. It's about something that I did.
Oh, for a moment there, I thought the world was coming to an end.
No such luck. Before I escaped, I had another plan that fell through. Craven killed me brother, and I wanted to see his grave, and there was Laurie...
I know, I can understand how you felt. But you can't expect me to condone escape attempts. Why are you telling me this?
For my plan, I needed the run of the shop. So I set Maxwell up.
Do you know what this is about?
Maxwell was removed as trustee when she was found with supplies from the staff room and a book of passes.
And you planted these things on her so she'd lose the trusteeship?
Yeah, well, it was a bit rough, I suppose, but we weren't exactly the best of mates at the time.
Who's trustee now?
Oh, Miss Ferguson closed the shop down.
I must say all this honesty is very refreshing. Thank you, Rita. Would you mind waiting outside while I have a word with Mrs. Morris?
Yeah, no worries. Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes?
I just wanted to say that, if this place has to have a governor, we are glad it's you.
What do you think about all that?
Well, she seems genuine enough, but it's too good to be true. She must have a deal with Maxwell.
Yes. But if they have decided to cooperate, it's just the sort of thing I'm looking for, a bit of self-regulation.
Do you want Maxwell reinstated as trustee?
Yes, she can spend the afternoon getting the shop back in order.
Yes, and we can start worrying why everything's going so smoothly.
What's so important, Simpson?
You and me have got something in common.
You're going to have to do better than that. What's it all about?
You've been moved out by Reynolds and Morris, and I'm going to be done by Connors and Maxwell. We can help each other.
You are the last person I'd help.
You won't get nothing from Maxwell. She's got some deal going with Connors.
You're boring me, Simpson. Get to your workstation before I put you on a charge.
I know you had something going with Maxwell. Just want the same arrangement. That's all we could do all right out of it.
There was no arrangement. And there will be no arrangement with you.
Come on, I'm not stupid.
Then you must be deaf. So listen closely. I am sick to death of this place and all the scum in it. If you're not strong enough to survive on your own, then you can rot here with the rest of them.
Hey, you didn't hurt Ferguson's feelings, did ya?
Not bloody much. I nearly wet myself.
That's brilliant. Who thought of it? Reed, I bet.
Oh, who else? Ferguson couldn't do nothing. She just stood there like a wrinkled prune.
You're going to solitary for being nice to the governor.
Yeah. Hey, and that's not all. Reet went to Renault's office and told her how we set Maxwell up. Well, it's all right. She knows how things were different when the freak was running the joint.
Still reckon it's a bit weird telling her stuff, though.
Yeah. But now she's made Maxwell trustee of the shop again. Well, that means cheap contraband.
Ah, no more getting ripped off by Simpson.
Hey, yeah, you got it. This place will be a cinch. I've got to go. I'll see you at lunch.
See ya.
Uncle get to like this place.
Oh, you've got to be kidding.
Well, at least it's better than Blackmore.
It's not better than the great outdoors.
There's no point in thinking about that now.
Hey, security will never be slacker than it is now. They caught me last time, but this time I'm going over the wall.
Oh, no, Brumby.
You said you'd do it. Be a mate.
G'day.
Oh, thought you were in the kitchen.
Don't need pasta anymore, so I thought I'd go for a walk.
Yeah? Maybe we should swap jobs.
Yeah. Hey, with everything slacking off, maybe Reynolds would let us see the men.
You reckon?
Why not? Have a social get-together.
Oh, we did that before. It didn't work.
Oh, I got something else to try on, Reynolds.
Will it get us in to see the guys?
Well, we could have a game of perfect match, like on the telly. 3 of us behind the screen and one of the guys.
Nah, she wouldn't go for it.
Well, yes, she would. And there's a prize. We could talk to him in the garden for a few hours with one of the screws.
Talk?
Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. And then, once we were out there, maybe the screw could get called away or something.
And so you reckon it's a good idea?
I reckon it's a great idea. But do you reckon Reynolds will go for it?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, hey, we'll put it to Reed to go and tell her, OK? I'll go and see her in the laundry. Hey, some bugger's nicked the skip. Did you see it?
It was here when I came in.
Geez, if Ferguson finds it, I'll be on a charge.
Well, it sounds like something Simpson would do. She's on cleaning duty too.
Yeah. I had a go at her at breakfast. Geez, that bitch will get it this time.
Woman's work is never done, eh, Miss Dow?
Well, you never die of overwork, Tucker.
Geez, how fast can I move? Why should I know where your bloody skip is?
You're trying to get me into trouble.
Oh, you can do that on your own. Now, rack off!
Yeah, but if you don't tell me where that skip is, I'll shove that mop down your throat. You'll be coughing up matches for a month.
Oh, you can't even look after Skip without Collins there telling you
I
what to
can
do.
look after you.
Where are you going, Jenkins?
Oh, the laundry.
Well, why aren't you there now? It's not a rec period.
She's got a problem, Mr. Adams. Maybe you can help her with it.
Well, what is it, Jenkins?
Well, I've got trouble with me gut. I have to keep going to the loo.
You're pathetic. Think a story like that'll get you out of a day's work?
I wasn't trying to get out of work. I was on my way back.
Well, I'll see that you make it. Now, come on.
Oh, geez, you like to keep me busy, don't you?
Just doing my job.
Well, do you have to look so gloomy about it all the time?
You might enjoy it in here, but I don't.
Geez, you wouldn't know the misery guts just got a shop back, would you? Girls are looking forward to an open celebration, Kat.
Well, glad to see someone's got time to stand around and talk. If I find any more of you wandering the corridors with no better excuse than Jenkins, you'll find yourself on a charge. What was that, Collins?
We were wondering if Lisa's going to come up and say goodbye.
I doubt it. She'll be in too much of a hurry to get to court to worry about you lot.
You're all hard.
Now, when I get back, I want to see a working laundry and not a women's gossip group.
We've got to go. And if Lisa gets off, she's just the one to do it.
What happened to the skip? Simpson pinched it while I was in one of the dorms.
Well, why didn't you stop her?
If I'd seen her, I would have.
Well, how do you know it was Simpson then?
Well, if it wasn't her, it was her ratty mate McPherson. Who else wants to get us into strife?
She doesn't like our deal. Did you see her face at muster this morning? She's up to something.
I was going to beat it out of the little worm, but Adams came along.
I'll teach you a lesson. Things are going real good around here with that greedy little bitch to stuff it up. Cover for me. I'll get the skip.
I see you on kitchen duty this morning, Tucker?
Oh, yeah, Alice has got a bit of a gut ache, so I'm doing her duties till lunch. Mrs. Pringle said it'd be okay.
All right, off you go.
Look, I want to have a word with you.
Well, I suppose I'd better listen then.
It's about me mate Spike.
Oh?
Yeah, why don't you leave her alone?
Not that it's any business of yours, but what am I supposed to be doing to her?
I don't know why, but I got this feeling you're stringing her along.
You've been here long enough to know that I keep my word.
You told her you'd help her.
And I will.
So you keep saying, but nothing ever happens.
I don't have to explain this to you, Tucker, but I promised Marsh that I'd do all I could to help her, and I will. Now, get going. You'll see that I keep my promises.
Not where I'm going. I'm telling you, I didn't nick her bloody skip!
Take a good look, Spider. It might help your memory.
Why does it have to be me? Anyway,
Because you're the most likely, and if you didn't do it, I'll stick my own head in there. You keep your distance. What do you want to put me out of business for? What's Maxwell ever done for you, hey?
For a start, she's not trying to get Lurch in trouble with the screw.
Neither am I.
And why'd you pinch her skip?
I didn't nick her bloody skip.
And as for your business, if Maxwell can get her stuff cheaper, that's your problem. If you hadn't spent so much time ripping us off, you wouldn't be up the creek now.
Yeah, well, I'm not finished yet.
Finished making trouble, otherwise I'm going to flush you away. You've got 10 minutes to get that skip back, otherwise I'll need a plumber to get you out of the S-bend, right?
I did it. If I'm not back, get these back into the kitchen. I'll smuggle them out later. And keep your mouth shut. You'll be on soft food for a month.
I thought you were going to work out the day.
After what happened at Muster, you've got to be joking.
I admit there's no point in you continuing in this mood, but I need to know when you're coming back.
The way I feel now, I won't be coming back.
Well, whatever you decide, Miss Ferguson. Good luck.
The only one who could do with a teacher inside this place. Now, if you could just convince the government...
Bloody hell is she? Don't panic, Lurch. Who else is going to use this teacher if Reno agrees to it? You lot can read, can't you? And I can get me way through a Harley manual.
I thought as top dog the women's welfare was important to you. Some of these women can't even add up what they earn in this place.
Because it isn't worth adding up. Look, I hate teachers. I had one when I was a
Didn't
kid.
teach you how to stay cool. I'm happy to go and back.
Did you find the skip? Went to the toilet like you said.
But did you find the skip?
And I washed me hands. Jeez, Merle, the dunny was just for cover. And on the way back, I looked in all the dorms, but I couldn't see it. I'm gonna kill that Simpson bitch. Look, that's she.
Is that a girl let us say goodbye?
Yeah, see ya. How'd you see the skip on your way here?
Give it a rest, Lurch. The girl's got more important things to think about. She's getting out.
Hope so. The lawyer said...
You forget about the lawyer. You go straight for the judge. You sit on his knee dressed like that and he'll drop everything.
Back to work, ladies.
Helen, she was supposed to wait at the security gate.
Well, she just come to say goodbye.
You'll be saying goodbye to skip duty, Jenkins. Now, what is it doing in Balzano's cell?
Oh, well, I was busting and I had to go to the
Just
toilet.
go and get it, huh?
Yeah, sure, Mrs. Morris.
Goodbye, Alice. See you on the outside.
Yeah, see ya. Hey, give that judge a hug for me.
I will.
Hope you don't come back.
Wish me luck. See you on the cover of Vogue. If I get off, try and dig up some dirt on Roddy Boy for you.
Right on.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
She looks so pretty. Wish I could have gone with her.
Don't we all?
You're crazy. You don't look anything like Pringle. With what I got in this bag, I will. Anyway, it's worth a shot there, and that's exactly what you'll get. Those guys are armed, you know. There's no way I'm going to be sitting around here waiting for doomsday like the rest of this bunch. Yeah, well, just be careful. You go getting too cocky and you make even more mistakes. Yeah, yeah. Look, I wasn't going to tell you this. That screw Jackson nearly sprung me in the staff room. So I had to go at him for promising to help you out.
Haven't you two finished yet?
Oh, coming right up, Mr. Pringle.
Come on, you're holding me up.
You stay out of my business, Brumpy, or so help me. I was worried about you. I thought he was just playing you along with all that stuff about helping you, like the screws at Blackmore would have. But he's okay. I think he means it. Just looking after you before I go. Yeah, well, thanks anyway. But you get out your way and I'll get out mine. Here. I'll see you. Good luck, mate.
Where are you going?
The garbage is full.
Oh, no, you don't. I got into enough trouble the last time. What you have to have one
You
of
don't
these.
need them anymore. Mrs. Reynolds said you can forget about them.
Oh, that's right. Well, off you go then. First it's this and then it's that. I'm still waiting for the vegetables.
Oh, yes, sir.
Come on, get on board. Your friend Brumby had a bit to say to me earlier on in the staff room?
Yeah, she told me what you said, thanks.
I thought, seeing as though I've got some time off tomorrow, you could give me those names and addresses and I'll get things going.
Yeah, sure. Look, can I give them to you a bit later on? Got my hands full at the moment.
I just want you to know that I do what I say. If you're innocent, I'm going to prove it.
Well, I'm grateful, thanks. Better get going.
Ah, Mr. Jackson, good to see you back.
Thanks, Murph.
Nothing wrong, is there?
No, everything's fine. How's Alice?
What do you mean?
I thought she was feeling ill.
Well, how should I know? She's not on kitchen duty, is she? There's only these three in Tucker who's
But
on.
Tucker told me that she took over skip duty from Alice.
No,
She did. She told somebody, but she's back now.
Then where is she?
taking the garbage out. She should have been back by now.
Marsh.
Search me.
I'll do better than that.
By the look of it. Here they come, Bob.
Hi, Joyce. Good to see you back.
Mrs. Sprinkle! Got to sign off. Well, well, well. Look who it is.
You can't blame a girl for trying.
Well, according to the book, she should be in solitary for 24 hours.
Not exactly the act of a reforming governor, is it?
She does have a history of attempted escapes. I mean, I thought she was cheeky enough impersonating Joyce, but then I read about that horse at Brownhurst.
Yes, I saw that. You better show her in. And would you bring Connors to see me? I've asked for her to be left at the security gate.
Right. Tucker, Mrs. Reynolds will see you now.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. I don't think Tucker will escape with you outside the door. Unless you'd like to impersonate me.
Now the hair'd give me away.
I don't understand you. Surely you knew a foolish scheme like that couldn't possibly work. The only thing you've achieved is to lose more remission.
Gives me longer to dream up one that'll work. Practice makes perfect.
12 escapes in as many months, that's certainly plenty of practice.
Yeah, well, I'll bloody well get it right next time.
You knew she was trying to escape, and all you could do is lie to me.
What do you expect me to do? Lag on it?
Well, if you could lie to my face like that, how the hell do I know you're not lying to me about this other business?
Listen, you came to me offering help, and I told you the truth. You might have been good old Marty at school, but here you're a screw. And mates come a hell of a long way before screws do, every time.
What's the problem here, Mr. Jackson?
I think everything's been sorted out now.
Good. Let's keep it that way. Connors is here.
Show her in. I'm sure we'll find a way of changing her mind. Wait outside.
You're not going to lay it on me because of those two, are you? Fair go.
Connors? No, I'm not. I could come down very heavily on Tucker, but I think it's time we had some changes here.
I'm listening.
As a first step, I want the women to take more control of their own lives instead of us hounding them all the time, be more responsible for their own actions, and discipline troublemakers.
You mean do your work for you?
No. I want them to prove to me and the department that they can look after themselves, that they deserve the reforms I'm trying to push through.
Fair enough. They are making it harder for the rest of us by pulling crazy stunts like that. We'll clip them round the ear and pull them
There is to be no physical violence against them.
OK, we'll have a meeting about Brumby and Spike today. Anything else?
That's all. But I repeat, there is to be no violence. If there is, the whole deal's off. Do I have your word?
You've got it.
Thank you. Mrs. Morris?
Wait at the security gate.
Yeah. Hope it works.
She seems sincere enough.
Let's hope so. Anyway, it's a step in the right direction after everything they've been through during the last few weeks.
Mr. Adams!
What do you want, Maxwell?
A shopping trip now that I'm trustee again?
No, that's all finished. I stuck my head up far enough for you and Ferguson. With Reynolds back, I've almost had it chopped off.
I'm sure Ferguson will be interested to hear you've got cold feet.
And that won't work either. Ferguson just walked out the front gate, and I doubt that she'll be back.
Oh, good. That leaves just you
Wrong.
and me to...
It leaves just you. Now get on with your work.
Spike was lying to me so Brumby could nick the skip, so she's on me list too. And there'll be no more Brumby when I'm finished with her. Yeah, because she could have got us into a lot of trouble.
Yeah. What's wrong, Mum?
We got the screws on our back, no thanks to Tucker and Marsh.
Well, I know one screw who may not be bothering us again. Ferguson. I just heard she's left, and I think it's for good. Oh, yeah, Spider's not the only one in here with contacts, you know. I've just heard she's cleared a locker out and left.
Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it.
You ripper! Hey, Reno must have bounced her all around the office. Oh, this place is going to be paradise without the freak. Hey, when you getting the boozing, Maxwell?
Don't worry, I'm working on it.
Well, I'm working on a thirst.
All right, knock it down a gear, will you, Lurch? Before we party, we've got some work to do. Reno wants us to sort out Brumby and Spike for their escape.
Us?
Yeah, it's part of the new reforms. We've got to keep each other in line.
Will be a party. Where are the bitches?
In their dorm. We're going to have a trial in the rec room after work period's finished. We've got to figure out a way of punishing them without bashing.
That's going to be a little awkward, isn't it? I mean, you can hardly go preaching to them after escaping yourself.
There's nothing wrong with breaking out. But there is if it causes strife with those of us who were left behind.
Yeah, I could have been blamed for Nick and Mrs. P's clothes. I was supposed to be on skip duty and they took off with it.
And I blamed Spider. She's going to love that. Got to teach those Blackmore girls to stop riding off alone or we can kiss those reforms goodbye.
Don't know what you're so fired up about. Didn't pin nothing on you.
You put me in a really bad position, Brumby.
Oh, great. So it's my fault now, is it? At least I had to go get out of here.
I told you it was a crazy idea. Why don't you ever listen to me?
If I listened to every Tom, Dick and Harry who said I had a crazy plan, where'd I be
A hell of
now?
a lot closer to being released.
Oh, right, I get it. You had to tell fibs to Mr. Jackson about where I was, and he didn't like it.
Well, you can't blame him for that.
He didn't pull out on you, did he?
I don't know, but it's all thanks to you if he does.
Listen, we're crims and he's a screw. Even if you did know him before, it all adds up to trouble.
Well, there's one good thing about having him around. He can get me a cell transfer away from you.
What do you want?
You don't want to go wasting all that energy on each other because you're going to need it.
Bugger off, Simpson.
Keep it going, Motormouth. I got my head shoved down the dunny because of you two.
Well, what are you trying to pull now?
Rita reckoned I nicked the skip when all the time it was the two little birdies from Blackmore.
Yeah, well, that's your problem.
Oh, no, it's not. They're putting you two on trial straight after work, and when Rita and her do-gooders are finished with you, then it'll be my turn to pay you back. See you there.
Trial? What is this?
Kangaroo court. Looks like you and me are on the outer. Well, I'm going to show them that Brumby Tucker can bounce right back.
I don't know what's going on between you and Marsh, but the way she was speaking to you was inexcusable. What's this offer of help she was talking about?
She's innocent, and I'm going to help her prove it.
You haven't been here very long. You've got to learn...
I know what you're going to say. That all the women in this place cry framed or innocent. Well, you're wrong. Margaret's different.
Well, what can you do? You're a prison officer, not a detective. Do you realise the sort of people you'd be up against?
Well, they couldn't be any more unhelpful than the police or legal aid obviously were.
Just think about it logically for a minute. If she was framed, the people who did it won't take too kindly to you digging up evidence about them. You can't afford to get yourself involved.
Oh, I see. So your attitude's just to forget it ever happened.
Think about it. You're not just putting yourself at risk. If they find out what you're trying to do, you could be putting your career on the line.
All right. You've made your point. But don't go making my decisions for me. Now I've got work to do.
What do you want?
I think you know the answer to that.
Come along easy or we can carry you to the rec room. Take your pick.
I'm sorry, you guys, but you got to face the music. Make it clear to the members of the jury that they're not on trial for trying to escape. It's 'cause you did it on your lonesome. Lurch, he could have been thrown in the pound, you got the screws breathing down our necks, and you could have buggered up all the reform.
Yeah, you got a good excuse for escaping. You let all of us in on it.
A good excuse?
Yes, you want to escape, you let us know first.
I had my head shoved down the loo by the top dog because she reckoned I nicked the skip.
Well, that's what all this is about, so sit down,
Like
stupid.
hell. Honest, then she'd stick her own head down the loo, and it's just been proved I didn't do it.
All right, you made your point. I'll stick by what I said. After the trial. Have you got anything to say for yourselves?
Yeah. Yous can all stick your head down the dunny for all I care. Maybe be the closest you'll ever get to escaping. But there's no bloody way any kangaroo court's going to stop me from trying to get out.
What about you?
She said it all.
Yeah, well, I haven't. You two are bad news. You go off half-cocked and get nowhere.
Yeah,
Sucking me out, and I could have gone for a row.
But you didn't, so stop your griping.
I'll get you alert. I told you, no thumping. Well, if that's all you've got to say for yourselves, I reckon we've all heard enough. All those for guilty? I'm not guilty?
Oh, no.
Sorry. Well, that about wraps it up. You're in Coventry for 2 weeks. No one sits with you, speaks with you, nothing. And no heavy stuff. I gave Reynolds my word.
Well, is that all you're going to do? I don't reckon they ought to be able to buy any booze either.
Well, that sounds fair enough. All those in favour? You got that next one?
If you got any to sell.
Well, you can all get stuffed. And why don't you ask Reynolds for a pay rise? You're doing all her work for her.
2 down, 1 to go. Time to go swimming, Connors.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I never thought I'd see the day. What's the dunny guy?
Yeah, but you're not going to do it just because Spider said
I've
so.
got no choice. I can't go against me word.
Step right up, Wentworth Spectacle of the Year. Rita Connors here puts her money where her mouth is.
Hooray! Just like
I've been waiting a long time to do this.
All right.
All right, back off. I said I'd do it, and I will. I don't need any help from you or you. Here we go.
Like being knighted, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the throne.
You were told to settle this peacefully.
There, Mrs. Morris, I just dropped something and Spider here was helping me look for it.
Where are Tucker and Marsh?
Yeah, Dawn.
Oh, that's all been taken care of. Unless you are all looking for the same thing that Connors has lost, I suggest you go back to the rec room. Now, what have you lost, Connors?
Just a pride.
Really stuck one up, haven't you?
Yeah, and there's more to come. She and Max will want to strike up deals to cut me out of business, and they're in for a lot of trouble. And right now's as good a time as any.
Bugger the bitches, I reckon. They can't beat us.
Yeah, and running off with the mouth didn't help our case much either. Speak first and think later.
Listen, we're Blackmore.
We're Blackmore. But if you keep this up, we're not going to have a friend in the place.
What is this? Wentworth fever or something? The hard as nails Rita at Blackmore's turned to water, and now you're starting to.
I'm starting to realise that here we got a choice. Blackmore we didn't.
Yeah? Well, I'll tell you something. When I walk into lunch, I'm going to make out that they haven't got to me at all, because they haven't. So are you with me or with them?
I have to go to the loo. I'll think about it. I'm with you, but only 'cause you stuck by me at Blackmore.
Beef, bam, whack. No thump and rumby, eh? Looney bin might help improve Mill's memory. Well, let's get it.
I must admit I feel sorry for poor Alice, but a game of perfect match to meet a man.
I know what you mean. We couldn't exactly send the lucky couple on a trip to Bali now, could we?
Once round the exercise yard under supervision's about all we could manage. But there is merit in the idea.
Anne. As long as the women don't attack the men like they did last time.
Oh, if we kept the numbers down and medium to low security prisoners only and kept it controlled in the rec room...
You're sounding almost as keen as Alice.
Well, Greg Evans didn't mind visiting us for the telethon. Maybe he wouldn't mind making another visit.
And I thought you were doing all this for the women.
Yes, Martin.
Sorry, Mrs. Reynolds, but there's been a bashing in H Block. Michelle Tucker.
I was down in the loo.
Well, didn't you see anyone?
No. Now how about doing something for her instead of asking stupid questions?
Oh, Mrs. Reynolds, there's no use questioning Marsh any further. You know what they're like about lagging.
What happened, Marsh?
I was down at the loo. I couldn't have been gone more than a couple of minutes. She was fine when I left, and then I found her lying there like that.
Who did this? Did you see anyone?
I was making coffee. 1 minute it was 2 lumps and then it was 6.
Would you help Sister get her to sick bay? I'll need a report on her condition as soon as possible.
I'll be okay. Can I go with the governor?
Yes, I think that'll be all right.
Keep your eye on those two, Mr. Jackson. You know what they're like.
I can't believe Connors would have done this as retribution. I specifically told her no violence.
Well, if you ask me, they're all
Could you
animals.
attend to the spilt water, please, Mr.
I'll get
Adams?
a woman onto it straight away.
The women are on their rec period. It won't take you a minute.
He's right, though. Even if Tuck had seen who it was, she wouldn't tell us.
What are you going to do?
I think I found who the culprit is. Look at the name on that comic.
Mel Jones could have lent it to them.
No way, she doesn't lend Captain Marvellous.
Like the birds and the bees and peaches and cream and what do you got? You got perfect match. Jeez, isn't it lunch yet? I'm so hungry I could eat the horse and chase its rider.
Only if you look like that, eh, Lurch?
Hey, yeah, not bad, these posters, eh?
Yeah, better than what the freak gave us, bare walls.
Yeah, we could have her stuffed and hang her on the wall too.
Oh, you must be joking. The paint would peel.
Hey, Mrs. Reynolds, good to see
Is
you.
this yours, Mel?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know I'd lost it.
You didn't lend it to Michelle Tucker?
No? What's going on?
Tucker's been bashed. This was found in her cell.
Well, we think she's going to be all right.
Did you do it, Mel?
Oh, no, I never. She's hardly likely to take a comic on a bashing spree, is she?
Maxwell?
Well, she's been set up.
So it seems. Now, I've told Connors, and I'll tell the rest of you. There is to be no physical retribution against Tucker and Marsh. And unless the culprits own up, not only will privileges be lost, but any chance of reforms will be lost with them.
You'd stab right in the back as soon as you got a chance. You're so stupid. Why would I do that? Come on, Merle, let's go.
Don't worry, Lurch. We'll find out who did it.
Honest, Kat, I wasn't lying to Mrs. Reynolds. No, I know you weren't, Merle, but that comic didn't just walk into Brumby's cell. Well, I'm going to find who did it and I'm going to make him real sorry. No, you're not. You're going to make sure whoever took that one didn't take any others. I better not, huh? No, I just have to go and see someone. I'll come and get you for lunch in a minute, all right? Yeah.
Well, I don't like it.
So what else is new?
That stupid comic book isn't going to count for nothing. They can't pin the bashing on Looney for that.
That was just the first step.
Oh, come off it. We got to lie low for a while.
Next time the bashing might be harder, with fingerprints all over the place. I'll put a stop to Connors and Maxwell trying to cut me out, and Looney's the weak spot. If they want war, she's going to be the first casualty.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain